A beloved 19-year-old cat goes missing. His owner fears the worst.
But the cat wasn't missing at all. The truth somehow was much worse than she imagined.
We're previewing the final days of Sergeant Tibbs.
That's on this episode of So Much Crime,
So Little Time. Welcome to So Much Crime, So Little Time. I'm Sergeant Jeff.
And I'm just regular D. And in this episode, we'll introduce you to the final days of Sergeant Tibbs from New Hampshire Public Radio.
If you haven't listened to the final days of Sergeant Tibbs yet, that is great. This is one of our preview episodes.
Here, we're going to introduce you to this delightfully charming, crime-filled podcast about Sergeant Tibbs. But just episode 1, we're going to discuss a bit about what we think the rest of the series will be about, but there won't be any spoilers for what's to come.
We'll also put a link to this pod in our show notes.
In our next episode, we'll discuss the whole series, all 4 very long episodes. But right now, we just want to decide if this is a cat crime that's worth your valuable time.
Dee, before we get to that, I think we need to transport ourselves all the way across the country and all the way back to June of 2024. I can barely even remember who was even alive then. Let's jump in the time machine.
Let us do that. Jeff, I have a weird random quiz for you. Do you want to start with a weird and random quiz that's semi-related but not related to the time in question?
Sure, that's exactly what we do here.
Great. In this time machine, we're going to jump into, from that time machine, we're going to jump into like Time Machine's cousin, which is like Topic Machine. Topic Machine is going to just take us into a world of related crimes, similar situations that Sergeant Tibbs got himself into here. So it's called the Missing Pet Quiz, True Tales of the Lost and Found. So I've got a variety of quizzes and they span a couple of different countries. So I'm going to start off by giving you a few different countries and seeing where you want to start. So I've got one from beloved Ireland, one from Australia, and then we are in Florida, US of A. We are in
the country of Florida.
The country of Florida, yeah. The next one is in San Diego, California, not too far from us. And the last one is another one from Florida. So where do you want to go?
Let's go to Ireland first.
Yeah, that was the correct answer.
I know.
All right. This is called the Irish Wanderer. In 2011, a border collie named Flo vanished from her home in Northern Ireland on Halloween night. Despite extensive searching by her family in the surrounding area, they had no luck and started to lose hope. What eventually led to Flo's happy, if chilly, reunion after several days? Was she A, found dressed in a Halloween costume, which helped volunteers spot her? B, she had become trapped in an old ice cream freezer abandoned in a field? C, she had walked 20 miles and was spotted on the other side of the border in the Republic of Ireland? D, she was found sleeping on a couch in a nearby home where the residents thought she was a gift from a relative?
This is such a weird selection of answer choices.
This is the point of the quiz. It's so bizarre.
I have no idea. I'm going to make a random guess. I'm going to say the couch one, the last one.
Ding! Incorrect. Sorry, I went to say ding, ding, ding because I'm so used to getting these right. It's actually You didn't pick up on the clue within the question, which is what eventually led to Flo's happy, if chilly, reunion after several days. So Flo actually had become trapped in an old ice cream freezer abandoned in a field. After several days missing, she was found curled up and trapped inside an ice cream freezer in a muddy field near her home. She was extremely cold, but alive, having been protected from the wind and rain.
That was the one I just didn't want to be true. That's the saddest one.
It was sad, but she was found and she's healthy now.
Okay. All right. Okay. Where do we go next? My choice?
Where do you want to go? Yeah.
Let's go to Florida.
Florida. Florida number 1 or Florida number 2?
Definitely.
Do you want to talk about a fox terrier, or do you want to talk about an indoor cat named Kevin? You definitely want to talk about an indoor cat named Kevin, don't you?
Yeah,
okay.
I do.
In 2010, I knew. This is called a cross-country cat. In 2010, an indoor cat named Kevin went missing from his home in Florida. His family was heartbroken, but they had him microchipped. Over a year and a half later, they got a call that Kevin had been found. Where was Kevin found? A. Inside the wall of a neighbour's house, stuck after chasing a mouse. B. On a fishing boat 500 miles offshore. C. Inside a U-Haul trailer on the border of California and Arizona. Or D. Living at a fancy hotel where he was mistaken for the resident cat.
Okay, so this time I want all of these to be true because they're all kind of fun. There's no stuck in a freezer in a field. Sometimes when I have no idea, I just pick the one I most want to be true. I'm going to say the boat.
That would be good, wouldn't it? But you're missing
no.
something. Is it whiskey? Are you missing whiskey tonight?
I was thinking I wish I'd picked whiskey instead of beer.
Yeah, that's what's wrong. It's actually inside a U-Haul trailer on the border of California and Arizona. Kevin was found over 2,000 miles away from home, having apparently hitched a ride inside a U-Haul trailer that was being inspected at the state border. The discovery was made by an Arizona Border Patrol agent.
Wow. Okay. All right.
We going San Diego, other Florida, or Australia?
Let's go to Australia.
Great, that's where I was. This one is called the Canine Castaway of Australia. In 2009, an Australian cattle dog named Sophie Tucker was washed overboard from her family's yacht in rough seas off the coast of Queensland, Australia. That's very sad. Don't know if I'm happy about this one. Her owners searched desperately, but eventually gave her up for lost in the shark-infested waters.
Can I ask you, is this the first time you're reading this?
I mean, I glanced through.
Okay. All right.
The first ones I got were all American. I was like, buddy, give me some. Give me some from like around the world.
Is this going to be a pet getting eaten by a great white shark? Because I'm not here for that.
Did you listen to anything that I teed this up with? These are incredible survival stories. The name of the quiz is The Lost and Found.
I may have not been listening at that point.
Yeah, it turns out you haven't been. Maybe it's not the whiskey. Maybe it's your ears. Are your headphones working? Do you want to turn them up a little bit? Well, I turn my mic up. Maybe I'm not speaking loud enough. That doesn't usually happen, ever.
I do keep putting you on mute.
Maybe that's the issue. Okay, anyway. Right, so Sophie Tucker is lost in shark-infested waters.
What is Sophie
What
again?
was Sophie? She's an Australian cattle dog.
I like those.
What was Sophie's incredible survival twist? A. She was found 3 months later having been adopted by a pod of dolphins. I can't see your face, but I can hear you chuckling. B. She swam 5 miles to a remote island and survived for months by hunting wild goats. C. She was discovered working as a sheepdog on a farm in New Zealand. Or D. She managed to board a cruise ship and was found in a passenger's cabin a year later.
So here's the thing. I have definitely been aware of dogs that have befriended dolphins. And that's the wildest and most fun answer. I'm going with that one.
I know, but like, is she like staying in the water for 3 full months?
Well, did you ever see the movie Splash with Daryl Hannah and Tom Hanks?
Is this based on a true story?
I think so.
Is this like akin to How Free Willy's based on a true story?
Yes. Let's say yes. Okay. That's not the right answer.
It is not the right answer.
Can I try a second? Wait, can I try a second guess just because I'm doing terribly?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
this
you
is
are.
For half points.
Yeah. No, this is for minus points.
So let's see. Cruise ship
or
on a farm, or what's the other one? Cruise ship on a farm.
Swam 5 miles to a remote island and survived
goats.
for months by hunting wild goats.
Let's say the farm one.
In New Zealand.
Sure. I don't remember that part, but yes.
I mean, the farm was in New Zealand, which is a different country to Australia.
They're right next to each other, though, aren't they?
They don't like border each other. Like there's a little ocean there in between.
But the dog fell off a boat. The boat could have been... Okay, you're trying to tell me that this is not the right answer.
I'm trying to give you some hints.
The cruise ship one seems so not possible. Is it the island one with the goats?
Yep. It's the island one with the goats, yeah. Sophie swam 5 miles to St. Bees Island, an uninhabited island national park. Over the next 5 months, she survived by hunting feral goats, poor goats, and evading rangers, becoming so wild she initially wouldn't let her owners near her when she was finally captured and identified.
I have so many thoughts about this story.
Okay.
What
Do you think there's a
what
podcast
a strange...
on it?
Yeah, let's do a whole show on this one.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
All right.
Do you want to choose one more before we move on?
How many have we done? 3?
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't gotten any of them right.
No, you've been real bad.
Maybe we should move on.
Let's move on.
All right.
They're good stories, though.
Those are really good stories. That was fun. That was a fun topic machine. I think that's the plot of Back to the Future 4, maybe?
Like they changed the numbers to like to topics.
Yeah. That's how the DeLorean works in Back to the Future 4. All right, my turn.
I trust Doc. Doc Brown would be able to make it happen.
Okay, I have a restaurant review. So we're in Manchester, New Hampshire. You've never been to Manchester, have you?
Nope. Is New Hampshire a state? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's right above Massachusetts.
Okay. Is it one of the tiny? Oh.
It's next to Vermont and Maine.
Yeah, that means so much to me.
If you're traveling north from Boston, you get to New Hampshire on your way to Maine.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Granite State. Its motto is live free or die. It's a beautiful state.
What are they doing right now?
I think they're living free. Some of them are dying. Some of them are living free. Okay. Number 1 restaurant, according to TripAdvisor, out of 304 restaurants in Manchester, is a place called Cotton. It is a somewhat elegant farm-to-table, fancy chef restaurant.
Oh.
Yes, this is a fancy restaurant. So it has 777 ratings, 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
Only 5 one-star ratings. I'm going to read one of them for you. This is from someone named, I don't know how to say this name, RHISA. Risa?
RHISA?
Yeah.
Riza?
Riza? Like Lisa with an R? Whatever. She is from San Juan Capistrano here in California.
Sure.
And she left this review from April 2017. Title is very disappointing. It goes like this. I read the reviews. No, sorry. I read the reviews as I was in Manchester.
Looks the same, sounds different.
Sure does.
Messes with my head every time.
I was in Manchester only for the evening before I flew out.
How many degrees I have in this language gets me every
Same
time.
word. Before I flew out early next morning, I like to try local eclectic restaurants, and the menu looked intriguing. I ordered the Caesar salad with anchovies and the lobster and scallop ravioli with truffle saffron cream. The salad was good, no issue, nothing special, but it was good. The ravioli pasta, it's just ravioli. The ravioli pasta was hard and cold. The small halved grape tomatoes in the sauce were uncooked. I want to pause there.
Why is there tomatoes in your lobster ravioli?
I don't know. So it sounds like it's a ravioli that came with the red sauce, but the red sauce had halved grape tomatoes, uncooked halved grape tomatoes in the sauce with a ravioli that was hard and cold. That's weird, right? Like that's really weird. The sauce, it was supposed to come with a truffle saffron cream. This is a lobster scallop ravioli. Also, lobster and scallop in a ravioli seems like a bit of a hat on a hat to me.
Which hat is on first? I feel like the lobster's wearing the other guy.
Yeah, the scallop, because the scallop is like a little fez.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because if the scallop is wearing the lobster, it's kind of like lopsided.
Oh, no. Let's just end this now. It's in the end of... Okay. There's a little more. The sauce was bland. Did not taste of saffron or truffle. It had no taste hardly at all. I basically ate the lobster meat concoction out of the 5 ravioli and left it. Service was even worse. I had to ask for bread, and she put down the bread and mindlessly picked up my bread plate with my salad plate. Okay. I clearly had not eaten my entire think she's missing a word there. And dissected the middles of the ravioli carcasses. This is my favorite line of the whole thing. I'm going to say it again. I clearly had not eaten my entire meal and dissected the middles of the ravioli carcasses. Never heard anyone say ravioli carcasses.
They're not a carcass.
No.
But also, is she giving out that they took the bread away with the salad? Like,
Yes.
that is a common thing, to take the bread away with the appetizer. It annoys me too, because sometimes you want to keep the bread for your main, but that's
Especially
when
if
you
there's a
say
sauce.
it's like this weird thing happens when that happens, because like it does happen.
Sure.
Because as I said, it's complex, and then this weird thing, you have to like build up this weird courage to do a thing you might not be used to, which is use your freaking voice and say, "Hey, I actually want to keep the bread that I'm paying for my main course," and they'll say, "Sure." The waiter couldn't give a shit if you want to keep your bread or not. Just tell them.
Yeah. Okay. Ravioli carcasses. She,
Yeah.
the waitress,
Yeah.
said
Okay.
nothing,
Stop.
looked at it, asked if I was done, and took it away. She came back with a to-go box and bag, and I said I didn't want it. Not once did she ask if there was anything wrong. If I wanted something else, nothing. I was so fed up, I simply paid and left. I tipped appropriately. Good thing I had a protein bar in my bag. I rarely leave a bad review, but this was my experience.
So
I will be thinking about the ravioli carcasses for a long time.
the ravioli carcasses is very funny. It kind of makes you feel like the ravioli was shaped, you know, the way sometimes they shape like kids, like chicken tenders, like dinosaurs and shit. Like, do you reckon
Dino
they
nuggets.
shaped
Yeah.
the ravioli like chickens or something? And then she's like, "Well, it looked like a carcass to me."
I just... Do you ever want to describe the food you're eating as a carcass? Even when you get like something with actual bones in it, like a whole like chicken or ribs or something like that, like, or a lobster, a whole lobster. I mean, technically, yeah, there's a carcass on your plate, but it's not really the word I would use.
Yeah.
I will say, she said, I rarely leave a bad review, and I doubted that. I looked at her other 68 reviews, and it is actually true. She mostly leaves glowing reviews. So good on her for being honest and mostly giving positive reviews.
Well, that's good. And also, I do agree. Like, I part of me is a little bit like, well, why wouldn't you just say to them, like, this was awful, I didn't like it? But also, I can understand someone, especially, it kind of sounds like she might have been on her own. And
Oh,
if
yeah, she was solo.
particularly if
She was alone.
if she was solo, particularly if she was solo, not wanting to just get into an awkward interaction, just leave it and be done with it.
Do you think you behave differently when you go to a restaurant alone than when you're with people? Like with the wait staff?
I think you'd nearly need to ask me again, like how many times I've been to a restaurant alone before you could ask me that question.
How many times in the last year have you been to a restaurant alone? And is it more than 0?
Do airports count?
Like a sit-down table service restaurant? Yeah, that counts.
No, like I might sit at like a bar and like get a bite to eat. Like,
That doesn't count. No.
okay,
0.
might be 0, might be 1. Like, it wouldn't be more than 2 or 3. I don't know.
All right.
Wait, how many times have you sat down and eaten a meal on your own?
I mean, I do it a fair amount. Yeah. I mean, like I travel alone sometimes, and it's not like these days, not a regular thing, but pre-pandemic, I did it a lot.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't. It's not.
All right. So we're going to go from topic machine to time machine to therapy machine. And we're going to talk about your path to sort of self-discovery and this journey you're on. Or we could wrap up this time machine. And
What do you do when you're sitting there alone? I had this conversation with one of our colleagues recently. I'm like, do you people watch? Because some people I know really enjoy it. I'm like, okay, if I sit down and I'm people watching, I feel like a bit like a creep after a little while. Do I read a book? But then I don't. Okay.
sometimes I read a
Do I
book.
listen to a podcast? If I
Sometimes
listen to a podcast, I feel like I'm missing out on everything that's happening. I've tried it. It's just not my vibe.
Are you saying what I'm hearing is that you might overthink the situation and not just be in the moment, enjoy the vibes, maybe talk to
How?
new people, maybe make a
Knowing
friend?
me, how could you ever think that I would overthink the situation? Talking to new people, no. like if I am out on my own for a meal on my own, like if I end up talking to someone, fine, but I will not go out to talk to someone. That gives me the heebie-jeebies. Why would I want to do that?
When I used to travel to run marathons, and I would go alone, and I'd be in restaurants, and
It's been so
sometimes
long. Does it feel great
been
to get that off your chest? You're like, finally, I found a way to get it in.
and sometimes you'd
Years
be
ago
at a
when you were
restaurant
young and you used to run marathons. Yeah, go on.
and you'd realize, oh, there's a person sitting over there who is also alone and is also here to run that marathon because they have their little packet. And it's an easy way to make a friend. So I suggest you go run a marathon in a city you've never been to before. Meet some people.
All of that is terrible advice.
Okay. All right. That was our time machine for today. Let's talk about Sergeant Tibbs. Before we get to Sergeant Tibbs, Dee, I was thinking, there's so many people out there in the world. Let's just pick one at random. Let's say Mark from Dublin. I just made up a name and a place, and it's not a particular person I'm thinking of. But there's people out there who, again, Mark from Dublin, maybe he's listening to this podcast and thinking, this podcast is great. I love everything about it, especially that one host. The Irish one's fine. The other one, just every day when I see that there's a new episode, I'm so excited to download that, check it out. What Mark from Dublin may not know is you could get more content, sometimes arguably better content than what you're listening to right now, over on patreon.com/so-much-crime, so little time. And so whether you're Mark from Dublin or Dublin Mark, I say go over there, check it out. You can look for free. You can listen to little bits for free. And then if you like it, you sign up. Whether you give us $1 or a couple of dollars a month. I don't know what that is in Irish terms. Let's say $1.
Do you want me to look that up so you don't sound so ignorant?
A quid?
A quid. 85 cents, Jeff.
Okay, 85
What's
cents.
What's our highest plan? 8? $6.82. Or €6.82.
And honestly, today I literally found $5 American on the street in the rain.
Why do you say American in case they think it might be Irish?
I was not in Ireland this morning. Anyway, go over to patreon.com.
We don't have
so
dollars
much.
in Ireland.
If you did, you might just throw it on the street because it's useless to you there. Patreon.com/so-much-crime, so little time. Check it out. Thank you. We appreciate your support. All right, Dee, let's talk about this podcast. So this podcast came out in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Our host is a guy named Todd Bookman. Mm-hmm. There are 4 episodes. They range in length, but the average is about 20 minutes. This is a very short podcast. But tell us all about this first 15-minute long episode.
All right. So Sergeant Tibbs is a 19-year-old Maine Coon cat. I've no idea what those words mean. With some health issues. One day he just doesn't come home. He's let out. He doesn't come home. His owner, Rose, worries that he went off somewhere to die. He had been having some health complications. But he didn't die. He was found by Debbie and her daughter, Sabrina. They brought him to the vet, unsure of who owned him, and spent $6,000 on him and tried to find the owner. Debbie finds Rose, but then she refuses to give the cat back. Rose goes on social media using the hashtag #JusticeForTibbs. And then the story apparently spins out of control. And we, Jeff, you and I, we are here for it. Jeff, this is bonkers in comparison to anything else we've ever listened to before. I love it because it's so out there. It's giving curling vibes, but but not.
I was going to say,
when
I feel
you
like
brought curling to me, to my life, which I really enjoy curling, but I was like, where's the crime?
that was really that's all you said the entire episode over and over again. Where's the crime?
Because I didn't understand. And yet
then you
here
bring
I
us
brought
this.
Sergeant Tibbs to you, knowing you are a cat person. Me, I'm sorry, cat people. I'm not a cat person. It's just not, I don't
Wait, did you say
dislike cats.
I'm a cat person?
You are a cat owner?
I am a cat owner. I have owned several cats over the years, but I think the running theme in my house is that I'm the person who least likes the cat and yet does the most for the cat. So make what you will of that.
I don't know what to make of that.
I don't know. I have a question for you right off the top about this.
Okay,
so
go for
my
it.
first note is, what a weird story. But my first question is, D, where did you find this bonkers podcast and why did you why did you bring it to us?
Oh, let me think where I found it. I was trawling through recently I was looking up some of like the best like recent podcasts, best podcasts of 2025 because this one came out, didn't it, in 2025?
Yeah, it did.
And this one popped up in the list and it wasn't in the true crime section. And I was like, what is this? And then I saw it was about a cat being stolen, but kind of by a neighbour, and the fact that it was social media and the impact of social media and people kind of jumping on a bandwagon without maybe necessarily having like knowledge or context of the background. And I was like, well, there's so much crime involved here. Is that giving off too much of what's going to happen next? Because
No, all of that was really, I think, touched on in this first episode, in the first few minutes, really.
Yeah, so like I just thought it was fascinating, and I just think like not to be very like in today's society, but it like at the moment like it's so topical to be like people just jump on bandwagons. People like just make these at a whim decisions. We saw it very recently with the host of like a very prominent late night talk show. We saw it a few months back. We saw it whatever. With Jimmy Kimmel being taken off the air very quickly, and like that's at a high level.
Yeah.
You see it like kind of more in these smaller settings where someone can just put up a picture of you or a video of you. I've seen so many of them recently, people putting up a video, a snapshot. It could be 50 seconds of you doing something and then sending it in being like, this person is a racist, this person is like a misogynist, this person attacked me, this person assaulted me. And I'm not saying that a lot of those videos aren't warranted and that they're not factual, but I'm just saying you're taking a snapshot. And it's kind of like this perspective thing that I used to teach kids where, you know, when you zoom in on something and then once you zoom back and you see the whole picture, there's so much more there. I feel like that's what we're going to uncover in the rest of this podcast. And I feel like that's a really interesting conversation to bring to true crime podcasts in general.
Yeah. Okay. That was a much more thoughtful and detailed answer than I thought I was going to get.
Did you think I was going to be like, there was a cat, it was cute?
No, that would have been upsetting and weird and wildly out of character.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I asked the question. I didn't know the answer.
Mm.
So, all right.
Wildly upsetting. Was it the tone that was wildly upsetting? It went a bit too high pitched. That's
the voice. Yeah, the voice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So I have a couple other questions. I don't have a lot of questions, but I have a few. One other one I had for you was, you are a pet owner, and you are a pet owner of, I don't know if your dog would be considered geriatric.
I'd say it would.
Okay.
Help.
So I have a geriatric cat who you may hear in the background of this podcast. I had a geriatric dog for quite a few years.
Oh, man.
I feel like one of the questions that's raised here is, so this person, Debbie, and her daughter, Sabrina, find this cat, Sergeant Tibbs, and they take him to the vet and they spend $6,000, which if you have never owned a pet, you may think that's an obscene amount of money. But if you have owned a pet, you're like, oh, that tracks. That's like a normal day at the vet. Like to go and get a bill for like $1,000 for like a little tooth thing, or, diagnose a problem that turns out to be stress. Vets are crazy expensive. What do you think about that part of the story, I guess? And this is something that I have wrestled with over the years of like, when is it not worth it with it's a 19-year-old cat? Like at some point you say like if it was like your family member,
I think this is a divisive question.
A human, you're going to spend $6,000.
My answer might upset people. Maybe I will say, I think it depends on each situation, each family situation, each financial situation. It seems We don't get a lot of information here on this, but it does seem that Debbie and Sabrina have like quite a lot of money, so that 6,000 is fine to spend on a very old cat that they've just picked up off the road that they think looks so bad that they think might be dying.
Right.
I think animals are great. I love animals. If I found an animal that I thought looked like was on the precipice of death and looked very old, and I brought it to a vet, and the vet was like, do you want to spend thousands of dollars on tests or not? I think I'd be in the latter, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's different if it was like a very young animal that seemed like that they could have a lot of life to live after that. There was no relationship there that Debbie and Sabrina had with Tibbs. I'm sure that that's a very divisive thing to say. I'm sure a lot of people won't agree with me on that, but that's kind of how I feel about it. I love our dog. Our dog is fantastic. Our dog came into our lives way after our kids came into our lives, which is different to a lot of people. We adopted him as a senior. He was already 7 when we adopted him, and he's a medium dog, so he's already considered a geriatric at senior. He just turned 10 yesterday.
Congratulations.
So yes, indeed. We're having a party for him. His friend across the road is coming over. There'll be a cake. My daughter is concerned that we don't light any candles on top of the cake because in case he gets burnt, which is adorable. But he has cost us an extortionate amount of money, even though we adopted him. Within a week or two, when we brought him to the dentist, he cost us 4,000, which was ridiculous. I know.
Okay.
Two teeth need to be extracted, turned into 14. It was a whole thing. And like, yeah, we love him. We love him to bits. But at some point, you just have to say, is life, and I actually feel like this with humans as well. Like at some point, like, you know, elongating things if the quality of your life is not improving. I think you and I not listen to, I don't think we discussed it, but at This American Life podcast about this. It was really good. It was very emotional about euthanasia.
That sounds right. Yeah, I think so. Yes.
I don't think we discussed it on here. But it kind of rings true to that. Like I feel like at some point people.
Yes, we did. Oh, yes, we did. I distinctly remember that.
Yeah. I found it powerful, and I think it's a big thing, and I think, you know, you kind of have to take the same approach with animals. You don't want to just create havoc and pain and misery and elongate their lives like that. But that, like, everyone has their own opinions on it. I don't know, what's your view on it?
Well, I think someone could hear what you just said and say like, wow, what a hypocrite. She said that you said this in a very balanced way, but you shouldn't spend like crazy gobs of money on a pet or maybe a human. I think hopefully your children aren't listening.
It's different if they're young. I said that about the pets as well. Oh, hopefully the kids aren't listening about Max. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean about them. I mean, someday they won't be young.
Yeah, but I won't be here. It'll be their money.
I mean, what if they say, well, she didn't want to spend money on people, so we shouldn't spend money on her? Well, let's let mom die.
Oh, I see what's happening. I mean,
but also you spent $4,000 on some teeth.
He was 7. We just adopted him.
So dog, you like Debbie, you just met, and suddenly you're dropping $4,000 on some dental work.
Okay, I see what you're saying here. Okay,
now, I say that.
I want to set you up on the situation where I'm on the phone to the vet being like, hey, we thought it was 2 teeth. He's under right now. We think he needs more teeth pulled. Do you want us to just keep going? It's going to cost more, but the bulk of the cost is the anesthesia. And I'm like, do what you got to do.
I appreciate that
the adoption was free.
Full role play here.
I did. No one saw that, but the phone went up to my ear and everything.
I mostly agree. I don't entirely agree, but I think I mostly agree because I've also been in that situation. I've also spent thousands of dollars on pets, but then there's a cat that's meowing in the hallway right now who we have not taken to the vet because we know when we take her to the vet, because she is 17 or 18, she's 17 or 18 years old, they're going to say some stuff we don't want to hear. So, and we don't want to pay for because we can go get another cat. I say that as the person who likes having a cat, but has no particularly strong attachment to this particular cat. Oh, she can probably hear me. She's still got good hearing. But yeah, I think and part of this is just my sort of, this is a different topic we don't need to get into, but like the vet industry, which I feel is predatory and awful.
Yes, agreed.
As wonderful as the vets that I've had have been as humans, the business is terrible. Like the pet insurance industry. I mean, there's a whole like private equity side of this that I've listened to podcast about that is awful and just preying on people's emotions and their love of their pets. But anyway, another question I have for you. I have several questions for you, but if you want to take this in a different direction, we can.
I'm going on vibes.
What would you do if you were Debbie in this situation? So at a particular point in time. So Debbie, after you've spent the money on the cat, after you've invested the $6,000, you form some type of bond with this cat. You've nursed it back to health. You've been searching for the owner. It seems like she sincerely was searching. The cat wasn't chipped. She put up flyers. She's asking around. She finds the owner. She goes to the owner. The owner is Rose. And let's presume for the moment, and I think we're going to hear evidence to counter this later, but for right now, let's presume that Debbie's read on Rose is you let this cat be very unwell and then you sent it off to die.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. Because it seems like they live quite close to each other. And if Debbie's efforts are, as she said, and Rose was actively looking for Tibbs, how did that not connect? How was there no overlap there in the Venn diagram of efforts?
I don't know. Let's say your dog got out and someone 5 streets over had him.
Yeah.
But had him inside in their backyard.
Yeah. Yeah. But Debbie owns a shop nearby, has a poster up in the shop, has posted on this like Petco website that she was hoping would like lead to somewhere. Doesn't say she's posted on socials, which kind of baffling in 2024. She's a younger daughter, Sabrina. Not sure what's going on with that. Is there posters up around the place? Not sure. Unclear. But Rose is saying that she was looking for Tibbs. So was she putting posters up around the place? If they're so close to each other proximity wise, and if both of them are, as they have said and as they have presented, looking to find the owner or find the cat, they have to cross connect. Otherwise, I call bullshit on someone or both of them. Because there's a chance that Rose opened the door and was like, if Tibbs at some point decides to not come back because Tibbs needs to die, that's fine by me. And she was like, this is really hard, but Tibbs is not coming back. And that at the same time, Debbie was like, I found this cat. Like, I want to find the owner, but I also don't, because I actually really like this cat and I spent the money and I think I actually love this cat and I want this cat to stay with me. So both of those things could be true. It's not maybe necessarily one person to blame.
I think 2 things can be true, but I think what we heard, and again, this was a very short episode and there wasn't a ton of detail in it, but I do feel like we heard about Debbie and Sabrina making really serious efforts to try to find the owner. Also, I want to be clear. You failed to properly address the cat by his title, Sergeant.
Sergeant.
Not Tibbs. Sergeant Tibbs. He didn't spend all that time at military school and move up through the ranks from private Tibbs.
Tibbsy Wibsy would let me call him by whatever. Tibbsy Wibsy.
It sounds like you're coming in critical of Rose.
No, I'm not. I actually feel like there's likely, the most likely scenario here is there's an element of truth and there's an element of regret and maybe shame in both of these stories. That's my gut feeling here.
Okay. And my last question, I guess. So you talked at the beginning about how you're interested in this from like the social media perspective. Other than it being a cat, I guess maybe I am answering my own question. Why do you think this became such a thing? It's just people love cats and people love cats on the internet? No,
people like having a clear cut, like, victim and like villain.
Yeah.
And also people have a lot of passion towards their animals. And I think I'd imagine like that that, you know, Debbie is painted as this villain, especially if she has money and she's more affluent or whatever. And I would imagine people just got behind it and was like, fuck this, justice for Tibbs. And like the fact that it was even like this hashtag justice for Tibbs, we'll find out. But I'm sure Debbie's going to put up the front of like, well, I'm providing Sergeant Tibbs a better life because I'm taking care of him and I'm getting him the help and I'm spending the money or whatever. I think there's going to be a back and forth on it. I'm intrigued. Okay. I'm actually way more into this than I thought I would be. I
mean, not just because there's marginally a crime here, but it's about a cat, and like it's
marginally.
Okay, what's the crime?
You can't just steal a living creature that belongs to someone else.
We don't. I guess we kind of know that she did that. Yeah. All right.
Well, we know because she found out who they don't say owner, they say person. I'm like, is that a cat thing?
I don't know. You can't own a cat. Cats are free spirits.
Who says that? Does everyone say that?
I mean, cats are different than dogs. What? What?
Just makes me like be a dog person more. Just like, okay, who's fucking feeding the thing? Like, I'm the owner. Like, I will give you your boundaries and your food and somewhere to poop.
I mean, when my cat got me up at 3:30 this morning because she decided it was raining and she was off of her normal sleep schedule and she wanted to be fed, I definitely thought, what if I just put you outside and you go fend for yourself? And maybe there's a Debbie out there who will take you in.
You get up at 3:30 in the morning to feed a cat?
Not every day, but today
Do you have earplugs?
She won't stop. She will meow, and if you don't listen, she will come and she will scratch at the mirror. We have these closeted sliding mirrors, and she'll scratch at them. If you don't respond to that, she'll jump on the bed and get in your face. Sometimes she'll just choose to throw up. And she's hungry, so there's nothing to throw up but like stomach bile. It's gross. Yes, cats. They're great. I miss my dog. But we can't get a dog because this cat is going to pee on everything if we do, and that's worse than throw up. Cat pee is worse than throw up.
How eager are you to keep listening, Jeff?
This is so weird. I'm here for the weirdness of it. I also like right? this. The other thing is this felt immediately like a This American Life story. The sort of tone of it. I don't know if it's just like an NPR voice thing, but it had that kind of like whimsical, we're about to go on a weird journey together kind of thing.
Love
and
it.
Yeah, I'm down for this. This is not a story I would have thought that you would have responded like this to. So I'm really curious to see how you respond to the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm really curious to listen to the rest of it. So,
all right, let's do it. Let's listen to more of Sergeant Tibbs.
If you've enjoyed what we've said, if you found any of our comments divisive, or you are disgusted of our feelings, or if you just want to tell us how great we are, all of these things are great. We'd welcome your commentary. Leave us a comment on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And while you're there, don't forget a 5-star review. Helps us get in front of other listeners. Obviously, you can give us any other type of starred review, but the 5-star one really helps. And like, we're just an independent podcast trying to get our name out there. So, you know, do what you can. It's free. Those 5 stars are free. I don't know if anyone's told you that before, but they are. And while you're at it, tell a friend. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate your listens, and we hope you would join us to figure out what did happen to Sergeant Tibbs.
Next time, will Debbie return Sergeant Tibbs?
And will this be the one time an internet mob is the perfect solution to a problem?
We're recapping all of the final days of Sergeant Tibbs.
That's on the next So Much Cat Crime.
So Little Cat Time.
Meow. So Much Crime, So Little Time is a production of MimeGov Media. The executive producer is Paxton Calariso. Our associate producer is Blythe Ty. Theme music was composed by Vyacheslav Starostin. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to this show in your podcast app. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating and a review. Even better, tell your friends. To join the discussion, look for us on social media. Check out the show notes for all the links. Thanks for listening.